You know we've come this far by faith, leaning on the Lord. Guess what, family? Yes, you are right. I am finally at another milestone. I am now at 400 subscribers, and as I speak, it might even reach over 400 subscribers. Family and friends, I thank you. You have all been loyal supporters, and you have ensured that this community has increased. And I just want to say I am catawampously grateful for each and every one of you. And that leads me into the perfect discussion I'm about to have with you, which it is about personal development and goal setting. Now, some of you might be wondering before I get into this video where I have been. So you would have been introduced to On the Couch with D and J, that's Dean and Joe, and myself, Jovan here. And if you have not yet been a part of that family, feel free to go over to On the Couch, where we speak about everything relationship and more. We're almost at the 100 mark, and I would just want to tell you thank you. We appreciate it. And now for Jovi Mr. Royalty, if it's your first time, I just want to say thank you for coming here. This is a place where you come to stay, where lives are being changed and impacted each and every day. Now, I just want to let you know that personal development is indeed important. And for some of you looking here, you might have felt stuck. You felt stagnant in life. But this video, I trust and hope, will give you some push so that you can be able to find that zeal again. You can be able to feel that type of inner drive so you can get to that destination that you need to get. So one, as for me, having and spending time with God firstly is of utmost importance. It is not something you compromise. It is not something that you question and say, should I have God in my day-to-day? I think I want to put him in, my little day-to-day operations when I feel like. But no, he must be the first person that you consult with. Take your plans to him first, before even your spouse, before even that person of interest, your bona fide friend, your person you gossip with. You go to God first thing every single day. And I must attest to the fact that I started this channel was rooted out of me spending time with God first. You see, in those times before 2020 when I started, I was on a mission to acquire financial wealth, networking. And I started to do things on my own. But what happened, I was moving away from my purpose because I was running after something that wasn't for me. And then my purpose was calling me otherwise, so I had to spend time with God. And it was in that time, speaking with him, having that vertical connection, I was able to have this channel birthed. And so in spending time with God, you get to hear his voice. The Holy Spirit speaks with you. You get discernment from having that time with him. And that makes a big difference to your day as well. So you can incorporate that as a first strategy or tip. Secondly, read books. So improve your knowledge. If you're a person that you want to improve an era in your life where you have so much, things that you want to get done, but you don't really know much about that era, see if you can get a book and read about it. If you know somebody in that era too, that that's a profession, you can find out from them and they can guide you into which books you can read. If you want to just get some personal development books, you can. I'm a person where I love to read things about financial management, things that can help me to, improve in that era, budgeting, etc., family planning and love stories, things that gives me more knowledge in that era of my interests I go after. So if you want to know more, read those books to improve your knowledge. So that's number 2. Number 3, as I mentioned, ensure that you have your scope of knowledge in all aspects of life improved. as they would say, general knowledge is extremely important. And so networking with people from different spheres of life, whether a doctor, nurse, police officer, fireman, somebody who works as a janitor, see if you can get to know different information, acquire knowledge, wealth of knowledge from these persons, where you can be able to have yourself being an asset in various areas of life. And that way, trust me, you don't feel like I don't anywhere you go. You can be able to give an input in any conversation, whether you're around a liar, whether you're around a judge, whether you're around anybody, you can give an input. And so that's important as well. Fourthly, ensure that you find a mentor. A mentor is extremely important. I had a mentor who contributed to me having this channel right now. It was in that same period where I was asked the question, what are your short-term and long-term goals? And that's where I started to put into place that I am going to start YouTube. I started YouTube without having all the resources. And some of you, yes, some of you believe say you have everything pat and set out first before you start to go down that path of getting your goals accomplished. You don't need to get everything all sorted out and together. If you plan to fail, you already failed to plan. And so you have to remember to stay on the course even if you don't have everything. Once you start, you will finish. God will help you to find a way to finish. And I have 5 P's. Pray, prepare, be patient. And you know what next? It's when you're patient, you will learn when to pause, to wait on what you're praying for. It's when you pause, you're able to then praise God in advance for what you are waiting on. And so when it comes, that is when the praise is just set up. Boom, 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 and you're all over the place just shouting and rejoicing. So always remember those 5 P's in your day-to-day operations. So find that mentor. That mentor can be able to share the ways in which they are able to, move up in life and have a greater life that they are now experiencing based on the wealth of knowledge that they have. And lastly, be a mentor to someone. You yourself can be able to pass on that knowledge that you would have acquired and have that now instilled in other person's lives. And that will help you. It's a part of personal development, because you are able to have this individual. If it's a one-person, one-on-one mentorship that you're doing, it will have you growing more, and you are developing more self-confidence. You are having yourself progressing from one stage in your life to another. So it plays a part in personal development. So those are 5 things you can look at to improve your personal development. Now, on the other hand, ensure that you have your goal setting matched to your personal development. Let me use YouTube for an example. For me, I had YouTube as one of my goals in 2020. What I had to do is to have to firstly identify the goal. So YouTube requires for me to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. What I have to do is to say, I want to start YouTube, and I want to ensure that I am able to be profitable on YouTube in the long term, because delayed gratification is something I believe in. And of course, I have to put in the work to get there. It's one of my other sources of income that I look at, but it's also that purpose, that channel, a medium in which I can be able to speak to others across the world. And being a leader is something that it has been instilled in me, it's intrinsic. And so for me, I have this as that community where I can be able to connect with you from all walks of life. So I have to make my plan plain to God. So the next thing is to write down my plan plain. What are the plans I have in mind for this channel? What it is that I'm going to do on a day-to-day basis to reach to the goal that I want to reach to. And then next, I have to also look to say, all right, if I make that plan, some persons are visual learners. Some persons, audio. You just have to listen and you are able to say, all right, this is what I can do based on listening. But some persons you have to write down. Some persons you have to have a picture. So you see yourself at 1,000 with a vehicle. You see yourself at 1,000 with another channel. So what they do is they place down a picture and have 1,000K underneath it, showing that in which they want to accomplish. And that is what they will use as that encouragement, that driving force to get to that 1,000. Because each time they see it, it gives them that reminder that this is the goal that I am working on. So once you would have made that goal plan, that plan for the goal plain, you will then start to look at how it is that it is going. So your evaluation period is what will come next. So you're going to then evaluate. So you can do a weekly, bi-weekly, quarterly, monthly evaluation of these steps that you have put in place to reach to it. So you do that in such a way where, one, you're going to set up these milestones. So you're going to set that timeline. How am I going to accomplish this? What is the timeline I'm giving myself to reach 100 subscribers, 200, 300, 400? How am I going to get to that 1,000? And so that is what I'll do to ensure that I can evaluate. If the plan not working, I have to then find a contingency. So that backup plan has to come into place. So if plan A didn't work, it doesn't mean to stop. You have to remain consistent. And some people, some of you listening, you have that plan going the way you want to, but you see, because it stopped and you have to go through some hurdles, some drunk roads, some crosses, some little setbacks, you stop proceeding to get to that goal that you have set. So that milestone is pushed back a bit. But remember to stay resilient. Sometimes a plan will have those impediments, but you have to keep in mind that when you are resilient, there's nothing that can let you stay down or feel down, because what? You are going to go through the storm. You're going to ride out the storm. As the song said, ride out your storm. You understand? Don't get me started up here. But yes, the last thing you're going to do is to ensure that you do that overall revision. See what worked. If it worked, then keep on doing it. But if you can improve on it. If you have accomplished the plan, keep on looking at how you can grow from strength to strength in other areas. And even in the same area that you have, as I started with the YouTube as an example, I can be able to now branch out into doing other things for this channel by working on the goal that I had before. So I've accomplished a goal. That's not where it stops. I have to now keep getting more and more, increasingly better at what I'm doing. And so that way, other persons can be vitally impacted by this purpose I'm fulfilling. So family and friends, once more, I just want to say I am so elated for you to be a part of this channel. We have so much more to get done, and I trust and hope that you learned something new today. Let me know your personal development strategy so that I can be able to big you up and to showcase it on my next video. So next week we're going to be looking at the pros and the cons of using your credit card. A lot of people don't know about this, so let us see how best you can be educated. So look for you next week, right here, the place where you come to stay, where lives are being impacted each and every day. It's your boy Jovi, Mr. Royalty, always coming at you with a quality. Big up, bless up, thanks, heart of love every time.
My daddy is the king, so I am royalty.